Hey guys, and welcome to the Battening Christmas Extravaganza. Oh, I've been waiting for this episode. It's just that time of year where you can grab a cup of hot cocoa, throw on your most comfortable PJs, and sit down to make a video. At which time, what do you know? Josh Feuerstein goes live on Facebook with a video called Let's Talk About Sex, Porn, Affairs, and Everything Else Christians Are Scared to Talk About. It's quite the mouthful, so we'll leave it at that. So let's break this down and have some fun. Merry Christmas and enjoy.
Hey guys, what's up? Josh Feuerstein here.
Oh, why? God, why? Oh, not this guy. Hi, Josh. How are you?
We're going to be talking about sex, porn, affairs, and everything else that most Christians are afraid to talk about.
I'm actually kind of sad that you didn't add drugs to that list. I think that would have rounded out the whole spectrum. Cocaine always rounds out the spectrum.
But I want to talk today about the S word.
The S word? What are we, fucking 8? Jesus Christ, Josh.
Probably the most taboo topic in the world.
I can already tell this is going to lead to vast disappointment.
So we're going to be talking about sex. We're going to be talking about affairs. We're going to be talking about porn.
Add prostitution and drugs and you've got a full list of my favorite pastimes.
Is it okay for Christians to look at porn?
Yes.
Is it okay for married couples to watch porn?
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about sex.
Oh, something tells me that this is going to be the creepiest version of the birds and the bees that I've ever heard.
First of all, it's important for us to know that sex was designed to be between specifically a husband and a wife.
Well, I wouldn't say it was designed. Even for somebody who believes in intelligent design, you'd have to see how sloppy and inefficient the reproductive process works. As for your point about sex being designed to be between a husband and wife, that's fucking retarded. Sex works to reproduce. It has nothing to do with your marital status. Fucking retarded.
That's why it was that God created us to fit one with another.
Nothing created us. A simple little thing called evolution happened, and from it, sex became a thing. See, Josh, life needed a way to reproduce, to live on. So over the course of time, life found ways to reproduce. Sexual organs eventually evolved in order to accomplish this. Obviously, these sexual organs have to fit together. That's their fucking point. Imagine a species where the female has an inner organ and the male has an inner organ. Do you think that this species would survive, Josh? Something tells me that they wouldn't.
I mean, if you really look at the masterpiece of who that God created, he is a design expert.
Saying that God is a great designer is like saying that Amy Schumer is a funny person. If you look at humans, look at the animal kingdom, look at the earth, look at the universe as a whole, and you subscribe to the idea of intelligent design, you'd see just how poor of a designer God would have to be. From our eyes only seeing a very, very small sliver of the light spectrum, to our breathing tube and our eating tube being the same fucking tube, to the universe being so overwhelmingly hostile to any form of life as we know it, would be such a terrible, terrible design. It's like building a 1,000 square foot house and making 1 square millimeter of it habitable, then taking all the life in that 1 square millimeter and throwing in cancer and disease. It would be a complete and utter failure of a design.
If you look at cars, if you look at things that have been designed by engineers, everything is designed with an exact purpose.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Josh, stop comparing Toyotas to humans. If you look at machines, they work in the most efficient way possible. If you look at a human, they are the opposite of what a brilliant designer would design. I mean, humans can die from eating too much. Humans can and do die from choking due to their body trying to breathe and eat at the same time. And look at all of the leftover body parts that we have that we don't need or use. Our tailbone, useless. The Jacobson organ, useless. Male nipples, fun but useless. The appendix, goosebumps. Ear muscles, neck ribs, the palmaris muscle. Why would these useless things be included in a perfect design?
It does not make sense.
In fact, the Bible talks about sex being something that bonds us together.
Oh, yes it does.
What most people don't realize is that when you have sex, that it literally lets go of a hormone in your body.
What's the name of that hormone, Josh?
That is known as a bonding agent, and it's designed literally to emotionally, bond you, to that person. Literally.
If sex
Literally.
bonded people together, we would have an epidemic of people conjoined at their junk, and it would be
Literally.
fucking hilarious.
And you have people that are running around thinking that sex is just something to have a good time.
Maybe because sex is a fun time. Add in a hooker and some sneezy puffs, and you got yourself a great time.
And what's happening is we live in a broken society, I honestly believe, because we have all of these people that are running around and they're getting connected to all of these individuals and then breaking off relationships. And by the time that they get married, which is what sex was intended to be for, between a husband and a wife, in order to bond them together for eternity, forever, for their natural lifetime, as soon as they get to this marriage relationship where sex was intended for, they've already bonded with so many people.
People are slutbags, we get it. Do you have anything else to say, Josh?
Okay? And it's important to note that when you're talking about bonding, that the Greek word for sexual relations is eros, which is erotic love. And eros means...
Shit, sorry. I've got to interrupt there to make this a little bit more entertaining for me.
The Greek word for sexual relations is eros, which is erotic love. And eros means fire, which means that, you know, if you've ever seen something that has been melded or welded together, what they do is they take two different metals, this is the bonding process, and they will heat it up and they'll create a fire until both of them begin to melt. And then as they melt together, they form a bond. And then as it cools off, it's a real tight bond. It's impossible to ever break it apart without this part being still connected to this part and taking a remnant.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Let me tell you why I believe sex is intended for marriage and why it's important that you wait, okay? Especially women. I really want you to listen to this. If sex was designed for marriage, then marriage is a parenthesis, okay? If you have sex with somebody before marriage, or even better yet, outside of marriage, what makes you think that they really respect that marriage covenant? So that now, when you're in the marriage covenant, they don't respect it, and so they go and have sex outside of marriage. An affair.
Committing adultery is about not being happy with whom you've chosen to be with, not what pussy or dick you got a decade prior. Can I get an amen?
So let's talk about sin. Because I have a lot of people that ask me, is it okay for us to watch porn?
Yes, if you want to watch porn, then do it. Everyone and their brother watches porn. Well, hopefully not with their brother, but you get my point. Honestly, why should anyone let a fictional book tell them what they should or shouldn't do? And certainly don't let this douchebag tell you what you shouldn't do.
Or do things because the Bible says that the marriage bed is undefiled. All right? And so they think that because it says that the marriage bed is undefiled and that things are permissible, that means that you can now watch porn together and do things that are going to get you excited and back in the mood.
Oh no, Josh, tell us how doing things that'll get you excited and back into the mood are so sinful.
Here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. When you watch porn, you are bringing somebody else into your marriage.
Can you imagine if that were true? Can you imagine that watching porn brought somebody beautiful like Remy LaCroix or Ava Adams, like Harley Gray, Megan Rain, Ron Jeremy, or anyone else into your marriage? I mean, people want to know how to fix the porn industry, but I'm telling you, that would sell DVDs again.
You are allowing the gateway of your eyes to begin to bring someone else, even if both of you are doing it at the same time. You're still watching somebody else in order to get excited and get turned on.
Joshua, using that logic, there is no fucking way that you can tell me that you have never looked at a woman out of wedlock and thought that she was fucking hot. There is simply no fucking way, and your argument is fucking stupid.
It's not okay to look at porn. Why? Because the Bible says that if you even look upon them with your eyes and you lust after them, that you have committed adultery.
No, if that were true, you could pretty much discredit all marriages since everybody looks at porn. Or maybe except for Mormons or something. Porn has been around for as long as we have been around for, in some form or another. And how can you even tell what porn the Bible is even talking about? Only like 60 years ago, guys got their rocks off by looking at women flashing their garter belts in a black and white photo booth at 8 frames per second. I mean, fuck, at the rate we're going, anal might be the next hit trend on Nickelodeon.
It's not okay to look at porn, ladies and gentlemen.
Yet 77% of Americans disagree with you, Josh. Some would even call it the vast majority.
Porn.
What was that, Josh?
Porn causes you to have
A fucking brain aneurysm? What the fuck are you trying to say? Spit it out!
an image and an imagination. That is lust.
And this is what you look like when you completely forget what you're talking about mid-sentence.
That's why, you know what, we are very, very protective over our marriage. That's why all of our computers are out. And, you know, my wife knows every one of my passwords. My wife can look over my shoulder at any time.
That's called distrust, and that's a completely separate topic.
I never even want to open the door to even get to the door that gets to the door that gets to the door of temptation.
Come on, Josh. Eat the apple. Ha! Derp, it was porn.
We live in a world where it's advertising. If you watch a football game, you're going to see commercials that are going to have Paris Hilton or someone else in a bikini eating a cheeseburger because they know that sex sells.
That is so 2004, Josh. We have gotten much better as a society since then. Now we have 3 ways for cheeseburgers.
She's giving her some, she's giving me
It's
some.
a bacon lover's fantasy.
And so they constantly put sex in front of you. So you're not going to be able to kill it, but you can take it captive. Why? Even when you see an image, you have to take it captive because that image, if it dwells in your mind, is a seed that becomes an imagination. And that imagination, you see, affairs never start.
He's trying his best, guys. He's thinking real hard.
In the physical.
Good job, Josh. Good job.
Even when I go travel out to speak. Now, there's a gentleman that I take with me that's a ministry partner. He's also huge, so he's a bodyguard. But more than that, he's a spiritual guard for me because even when I travel out and my wife's not with me, I want to make sure that I have accountability there because when you go out into these different places, there's always the enemy that's waiting at the door just knocking with the moment of temptation for you. I don't watch Baywatch or I'm not even sure what movies are out there that look. We are so protective over our marriage that we make sure that we even watch the movies that we allow ourselves to take in, the television shows, because if there's any sort of sensuality, boom, we refuse to drink in that poison.
Okay, it honestly seems like you're a fucking child, Josh. Like you can't separate TV shows and movies from reality, so you best not watch them at all. God damn, what is your kid going to do someday when another kid shows him a fucking Playboy or something? Fucking implode? Jesus, fuck.
What about masturbation?
Oh, fuck, don't take that too. God damn it.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that you asked about masturbation.
Just hearing him say it.
Masturbation. Because this is a very good topic. Now, here's one thing that you have to understand too. You know, there's like, I've heard a lot of people that have counseled young men and stuff like, well, you just need to do this on the side over here to make sure to take care of your sex drive, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, here's the thing. How can you do that without lusting? How can you do that without lusting? As a single man, in order to even get excited about something, you have to have an image in your mind. I mean, so it's kind of oxymoronic.
You are against porn, you are against premarital sex, you are against Carl's Jr., and now you're against masturbation. Do you approve of anything fun whatsoever?
You see, the problem is that people think, well, the grass is greener on the other side. It's only because you haven't been watering your grass. Woo! Woo!
Your analogies are off the fucking chain, Josh.
Okimi says, watching from Dubai. Well, welcome. We're excited to have you on the program.
Oh God, you can see the fucking wheels turning. Don't be racist, Josh. Don't be racist. Don't do it. Don't call him that. Don't do it.
All right, guys. Well, I think we've covered enough topics for this morning, but want to challenge you guys. Look.
Oh, thank God, we're finally to the end. Okay, what are you going to challenge us with, Josh? What brainbuster are you going to challenge us with?
Go visit newsleep.com.
Oh, he got us with an ad. Oh, well, that brings this Christmas Batstravaganza to an end. It's certainly been a fun couple months making videos for you guys, and I can't wait to continue doing it on into 2017. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in a few days with another video. Now, don't mind me while I go deal with this fucking cold that I can't get rid of. But as always, enjoy.